Hello students, now we will discuss about circulatory system in case of cockroach. What is use of circulatory system? Circulatory system helps in transportation of food material through all over the body in cockroach. And here blood vessels are poorly developed, and so blood, which is also called as hemolymph, it is dispersed all over the body cavity. The body cavity is also given a term like hemocoel. Now, the circulatory system in cockroach is said as open type because blood is not flown within the blood vessels. We said that blood vessels are poorly developed in cockroach. So, circulatory system in case of cockroach is open type. Open type means blood is not flown within the blood vessels. Blood vessels are poorly developed. Blood in case of cockroach is also called as hemolymph. Blood is bluish white in color because of presence of copper ions, and also blood contains special type of cells which are phagocytic in nature called as hemocytes. Copper ions. Blood has hemocytes. Hemocytes are phagocytic in nature, but they are colorless. Circulatory system in cockroach has three parts. One is hemocoel, heart, and blood. First one, hemocoel. Hemocoel is also called as body cavity. Second one, heart. We have to say hearts because hearts are 13 in number. Next, third one, blood, which is also called as hemolymph. We'll start with first. Coming to first one, hemocoel. Hemocoel is divided into again three parts. We already have seen circulatory system is divided into three parts: hemocoel, blood, and hearts. Again, hemocoel is divided into three parts, that is dorsal sinus on the dorsal tergum side, ventral sinus on the sternal side, and middle sinus in the middle region where visceral organs are present. So the first one is dorsal sinus. Sinus means space. Second one, middle sinus. Third one, ventral sinus. In dorsal sinus, there is heart, has 13 chambered hearts. Middle sinus is largest sinus. Ventral sinus has nerve cord or nerve cords. There are other terms for this. Dorsal sinus, also called pericardial hemocoel. Next, middle sinus, also called perivisceral sinus, because the body's all visceral organs like digestive system, reproductive system, excretory system, everything are embedded in the middle region. So perivisceral sinus. Ventral sinus is towards the sternum side. This is tergum. So ventral sinus, also called sternal sinus. Which is having nerve cord. Now, pericardial sinus, perivisceral sinus, these both are separated by dorsal diaphragm. This is the dorsal diaphragm. Perivisceral sinus, sternal sinus, both are separated by ventral diaphragm. This is ventral diaphragm. See the spelling? Diaphragm spelling, D-I-A-P-H-R-A-G-M. Next. These both dorsal diaphragm and ventral diaphragm, these are valvular in nature. Both dorsal diaphragm and ventral diaphragm are perforated. Perforated means having pores. Valvular in nature. Next, coming to hearts of cockroach. So here it is 13 chambered heart. Hearts are located in dorsal sinus, which is also called as pericardial hemocoel. These perforations or pores, they are also given a term like valvular pores. Dorsal diaphragm, we'll write here only. Dorsal diaphragm with valvular pores. Next, hearts are attached with. Hearts are attached with triangular muscles, which are called as alari muscles. Triangular muscles called alari muscles. Now, what is location of these alari muscles? Alari muscles, we said that they are triangular. Triangular means they are having two different ends. One is broad end, one is narrow or pointed end. Broad end is attached to the hearts. Narrow end is attached to the lateral sides of the tergum. Tergum means the dorsal plate in cockroach body. Alari muscles are triangular shaped with two types of ends. First one end is broad, attached to hearts. Here we rewrite the dorsal chitinous plate, tergum. Alari muscles are paired. So we have to write with the paired, two types. Like this. Means this bottom one is broad end of one triangular muscle, alari muscle, and the one which is attached to the dorsal tergum, this chitinous plate, that is narrow end. For suppose, if this is the heart of a cockroach, then alari muscles are attached like this. Like this. Now this will be the broad end. And this will be narrow end. Other side, narrow end is attached at lateral part or lateral side of tergum. Again, we will have some diagrammatic representation regarding this. For suppose, the chitinous plate, dorsal side is tergum. This one is sternum. These are pleura. So, at the junctions will be arthroidal membranes. The dorsal chitinous plate is tergum. Ventral chitinous plate is sternum. And these are lateral plates. These are called as pleura. The tergum and pleura, sternum and pleura are attached by arthroidal membranes. Now, so we said that these are paired. So on other side also their existence will be there. Alari muscles. Like that, alari muscles are present in each segment till completion of the hearts, 13 hearts. But alari muscles number is 12 pairs only. So we will write here alari muscles are 12 pairs covering 13 chambered heart. So these are present in each segment. Next, coming to this diagrammatic representation. For suppose think that one heart is here. For suppose think that this is one segment. Then alari muscles are present on lateral side of the diaphragm, like this. These are pairs. Okay, from either side these are attached like this. Now, so we have seen about alari muscles, 13 chambered heart. Now, coming to hearts. The anterior first heart chamber is called aorta. Aorta opens into head sinus, means head total part, inside part, head sinus. Next, the posterior last heart chamber, means 13th, is closed on its posterior side. Aorta, this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. First 3 hearts are existed in thorax region. The remaining 10 will be present in abdominal region. So here these are in thorax region. So these will be present in abdominal region. First 3 hearts are present in thorax. Next 10 heart chambers in abdomen. Here blood flows in one direction. This is very important, that is from posterior to anterior only. Last part of circulatory system is hemolymph. This one is also termed with other terms like circulatory fluid, also termed as or blood of cockroach. This hemolymph has copper ions, so in bluish white in color. Next, this has free corpuscles, or which are also called as hemocytes, that are phagocytic in nature. Hemolymph or blood has no respiratory pigment. So, the blood or hemolymph of cockroach is not having any role or any major role in respiration. There is no role in respiration. So, no role or function in respiration or no involvement in respiration. Hemocytes kill all foreign particles that enter blood or hemolymph. There are some other functions of this hemolymph are transporting of nutrients to body. Other functions are, first one, transportation of nutrients that are absorbed from the posterior part of ventriculus or midgut of alimentary canal, because we know that the posterior part of midgut is absorptive in nature. Nutrients, hormones produced by prothoracic glands. Means I used a term like hormone and the name of glands are prothoracic. Means we can call prothoracic glands as endocrine glands. Other term for endocrine glands is ductless glands. Other function of this blood or hemolymph is removal of waste material, excretory material from body. And these hormones are transported to the target organs. So these are few points regarding the structure of circulatory system of cockroach. Now we will see how the circulation is happening in cockroach. So directions of circulation of blood in cockroach. Again we will give small diagram. So first one, blood is flown from posterior region to anterior region. So we'll give posterior to anterior direction. In dorsal sinus. Sinus into head sinus. From head From head sinus, blood flows into from middle sinus or ventral sinus. So we will give the arrow mark direction. Like this. From here the blood is flown into middle sinus and perineural sinus. Which is also called as ventral sinus. So this is middle sinus or this is ventral sinus. So perineural sinus also called as sternal sinus. Next, third point. Now, alari muscles contract. When they contract and they pull the dorsal diaphragm towards middle sinus. So blood already has reached middle sinus and the ventral sinus. Now blood is present here towards middle sinus. Now volume of dorsal sinus increases and middle sinus and volume of middle sinus is decreased and blood in middle sinus through this perforated valvular pores through the pores is poured into dorsal sinus. So blood from middle sinus and this ventral sinus, both of them will be moved to dorsal sinus. This one and this one. Next, when alari muscles relax, blood enters into chambers through ostia and moves from posterior to anterior. So simply we can give one rough diagram regarding this. From heart, blood is flown into aorta. From aorta, blood is flown into head sinus. Head sinus into perivisceral, and perivisceral is middle sinus and a ventral sinus. That is sternal sinus. Next, to heart, blood is from pericardial hemocy. Means from dorsal sinus. From perivisceral, again blood is pumped into dorsal sinus or pericardial hemocy. So these are some important details regarding circulatory system of